today I'm joined by my favorite YouTuber, Yagsterr himself. Hello.
Why, hello there, Cosmify.
So this is the Murder Drones hot takes list right here. There are many that we have to go over, and we have not much time. So let's go ahead and start off with people need to accept there won't be a season 2. What are your thoughts on this, Yagsterr?
Plain and simple, I do believe that this is a take that people just need to hear. I think Murder Drones is a show that works just fine with all 8 episodes that we currently have, and yeah, like I'm pretty content with it. What about you, Cosmify?
Okay, so my thing about this is that the begging for a season 2, that's what I'm pretty sure this comment is directed towards. Like, people are begging too much, and I definitely agree with that. Any aspect of Liam that wants to create a season 2 will be nullified the more people continue to bother him about it. However, I can see why people would want one. I'm content with where the series is currently, and I do believe at some point we will get something, even if it's not a season 2. But for now, we need to be patient. Things take time. That's my opinion. Having to constantly overanalyze everything in order to try and get a basic understanding of the story. This is not a hot take. This is I'm highlighting this. Green, that yellow, what? Green, no, let me highlight it in green. No, everything's breaking, stop. Green, dark green. Very, very dark green. So that's just... we all agree with that. I think everyone watching this video probably agrees with that, just as a general statement. Alrighty. Jay doesn't need more interactions with Tessa.
You want to go first, man?
Yeah, okay, so my thing is that I feel as though this is actually a good hot take because I do disagree with this, first of all. But at the same time, it also creates this other issue of if we had had more interactions with Tessa, then Jay's apathy, or seemingly like apathy, would make even less sense in the actual series. So I don't know, honestly, but I kind of disagree.
That's valid. I would agree or disagree with this take depending on the context. In the sense of, if I agree, does that mean that she's getting interactions with other characters, or is this just getting rid of interactions with Tessa, period, that would not have happened otherwise? Because if it's the former, then by all means, I think there was another take somewhere on here that's pretty similar that mentioned how Jay should have had more interactions with N and V because she is the leader of their squad. And yeah, like, you know, besides the pilot and that one scene in episode 6 in the beginning, Jay doesn't really talk to N or V that often. I mean, she kind of fights with V a little bit, but like, that's not really cool. It's just, you know, a random fight for the sake of action go burr, pretty much. I do think, like with what you said of Jay's whole cynicism and attitude, it gets nullified if, you know, she's shown to be nicer and have these interactions with Tessa. So I do think it goes both ways. But overall, I do think that more Jay content is a net positive, because at the end of the day, this character had very little to do in episode 5, despite how people say it's her episode or something like that. She's kind of just Tessa's sidekick. And if we can get more of that sort of relationship established and give the audience more of a reason to actually care, it makes the Tessa twist more impactful, especially from Jay's POV. So yeah, that is my take on this.
Wise words from Yagsterr himself.
Hey, you're pretty wise too, man.
Our next hot take is Murder Drones went about as well as it realistically could have. I think that, especially like talking about glitch, Murder Drones was a huge technical feat for them. I think when Liam first arrived, like to actually get the show made, they didn't have a storyboarding department. They did not have a storyboarding department, something that is considered essential to most shows. They didn't have one, and so Liam was just like, yeah, can we get that ball rolling, please? So, yeah, I definitely think, and I mean, in terms of Liam, once again, it is a absolute miracle that this series even happened in the first place. Even putting aside all, like, the writing issues and everything, I think it went about as well as it could have for his first ever completed production. Now, that being said, our next hot take is... Newsy should have kissed in the show. So, quite a departure from the 3 previous ones.
That is quite the jump, yeah.
Okay, all right, so...
Me personally, I'm pretty indifferent here, just like you are. Very boring, I know, but still. I think my biggest gripe with Newsy, personally, is how a lot of it doesn't really matter in terms of the narrative, and it just kind of feels like fan service. So, like, the biggest positive I can say for Newsy is when it actually matters for the story, i.e., when, you know, N distracts Uzi in episode 7 with the whole, oh, hey, your daughter thing to Nori. that is Newsy actually mattering to the story. But from a personal standpoint, I just don't really care too much about Newsy. So I guess I'm a slight agree here. It just depends on how I'm feeling that day, really.
Yeah, that's fair, honestly. Uzi, dude, Uzi and Doll should have had a heart-to-heart. This one hits so close to home because Liam actually answered a question about this, where he said, he compared Nori and Yeva to Uzi and Doll, and he said that Nori and Yeva, it was like a tragic what could have been between Uzi and Doll. My only problem with that, Mr. Vickers, is that we never really got a Nori and Yeva either. We got like a picture, maybe. We got like one scene or two scenes of them interacting. We never really got either of those things, Mr. Liam Vickers. So I definitely agree. I don't know if this will be a hot take, but I 100% agree with it. I like episode 5. Oh my god, you are banned from my channel forever. No, actually though. Yagsterr, how do you feel about this one? Do you love this one? Is this your favorite?
Okay. Now, hot take coming from me. I don't hate people who like something that maybe I don't like.
Oh yeah.
Crazy, I know. Respectfully agreeing with someone who maybe I would disagree otherwise.
In this fandom, in this economy, what?
I think liking episode 5 and liking Murder Drones as a whole is not offensive at all. Now, where I draw the line is where people defend objective flaws by saying, oh, it's indie. Oh, hey, don't be too hard on them. Oh, don't criticize the show. You're attacking them. That is not how you grow as a person.
Yeah.
And that is not how you grow as a viewer. Now, episode 5, by all means. If I was in, a down mood and I wanted to laugh, I would, see the J, get off yourself joke in the beginning. I would see Frumble Bucket. I'd see Crozy. I'd probably have, a bit of a laugh. If someone said to me, oh, hey, objectively, they used V correctly that episode. Or, hey, objectively,
Crozy belonged there. Yeah, for
They used
sure.
N correctly in the basement when he said, oh, hey, I'm over it, when he saw his dead body. That is where I draw the line.
Episode 8 is a good episode. This one is very lovely because episode 8, I believe it to be a good episode, but I do not believe it to be a good finale.
Good series finale.
Yeah.
Yes.
It felt like there was meant to be... Okay, actually, no. I'm not going to say it felt like there was meant to be something that came after it, because it does feel like a finale, but it feels like the most, oh, wait, we're only halfway through our book, but we have to close it right now. We can't go any further
quick,
than
guys,
this.
let's rewrite this really quickly.
Genuinely went from 100 to 0. That falling action has the, steepest mountain I have ever seen in my life, period. The time from the falling action to the resolution was 3 minutes. So in terms of which, Liam does kind of admit that because he doesn't go with the typical storytelling format, but sometimes the typical storytelling format is just gonna work a little better.
100% not how the show is going to end originally.
Yeah.
But there had to be a pivot, there had to be a bounce back, and the current episode 8 is what we got, and by all means, it is a really good episode. It is not a good finale, though.
Speaking of bounce back...
Right.
The Fandom is slowly dying. Oh, let me show you something. I don't think Murder Drones is dying. Actually, let's increase it even more. Let's go to 5 years. Murder Drones is actually higher now than it was, consistently higher now than it was during the entire runtime of the series, besides when episodes had dropped. So, that being said, no disrespect, and this is absolutely a hot take. So, credit for that. But the Fandom is not dying.
And even when you look at it from a meta perspective, at the time of us recording this, the last 3 glitch uploads have MD in it, and 2 of them are straight up MD. You have the merch drop, you have the Living Tombstone song, and you have Glitch Direct.
No one actually understands Sin's character. And you can see in parentheses I've put here, so real, holy shit. And the reason for this is because I have never seen an opinion that I agree with more in my life. Okay, listen, I'm going to try not to yell
on
or
a tangent,
shout.
by all means. We're here for
But
the app.
listen, okay, so many people refer to Sin and the Absolute Solver interchangeably. And listen, I get it. I do it myself. I've fallen into the trap. I've fallen into to Big Murder Drones wants you to do this, okay? They don't want you to have a distinction between Sin and the Absolute Solver. But believe me, that distinction is very real. It exists. Sin and the Absolute Solver, not the same thing. Sin is merely a host for the Absolute Solver. We never actually see Sin's real personality. Not once in the entire series. The only time that we ever see Sin directly interact with anything at all is when she allows the Absolute Solver permission. I'm assuming she allows the Absolute Solver permission to use her as a host, as a vessel, unknowingly, I'm assuming.
So, Cosmify, what do you think about V returning for fan service rather than, for the writing, for the actual narrative?
I was actually just talking about this earlier. I think that V's return was an incredibly satisfying writing decision. It wasn't like, there probably could have been better ways that have been handled. Like, it could have been maybe, I think V's return allowed her to have like a complete arc, as I said earlier, and I think without that, she would have just been a rehash of J, just without the dying part.
Personally, I somewhat, at least once again, somewhat, not fully agree. I'm not spearheading this.
Oh yeah,
I'm
so mad at
agree. I do agree with this take purely because of how open-ended episode 6's ending is.
Yep.
Now obviously, I'm not saying, oh hey, show V at the end of episode 7 so we know she's alive or something. No. There should have at least been some foreshadowing besides the maid V in episode 7 that Sin uses as a hologram.
Yeah.
Because very quickly in episode 7, N drops the whole, oh hey, V might be fucking dead plotline in favor of the actual narrative for that episode. So I do think, not purely, but at least semi, that V came back for fan service. Obviously, I'm happy she came back. You're happy she came back. We're all pretty happy she came back. That doesn't necessarily mean that I think it was a smooth road to that point, though.
We're gonna move on to Doll is more interesting than Uzi. Doll is one of my favorite, like, she might be my favorite character. I've never been too good at picking favorites, but her motivations are made so much more clear, like, than Uzi's. Like, Uzi does not seem to hold any malice at all towards the disassembly drones for her mother, like, after episode, I want to say 1 or 2 or something. She has absolutely, yeah. She does not care. Oh my god, okay. Well, that was quite a doozy. That was very enjoyable. These were some good hot takes. Some of them were more lukewarm than others. But yeah, I think that's about it. Subscribe to Yagsterr.
Hey, sub to Cosmify too.
Yeah, thank you very much. Alrighty. Bye-bye.
Peace.